Sports Ultras. Sports Ultras. Sports Ultras. Sports Ultras.
It's another Sunday. It's another episode of Sports Ultras. Ready or not, we are bringing you another showdown.
Sports Ultras.
Last week was epic, and this week we continue. We are back again, the entire squad. Let me hear you, sir. Yafo Sulabi.
Yo.
Nice one. Kelvin.
Media pan. I did from. I did like I know
You did,
Allah.
Aniela.
That no be my name. My name be Bresaka.
Allah.
Bresaka with an assist.
Oh yeah.
But Bresaka, you know how many points? How many points clear are we at the top of the table?
Bresaka Triosa.
Unless you ask your maths teacher. What?
Nah, we tired. Oreku, same energy. Or all Oreku can say is.
But there is some people too. They trail to Fulham.
Who be that? Who
It's about to change.
Okay.
They have a penalty, right?
No problem.
So United have a penalty, that is.
And I think there have been 2 red cards to Fulham. It looks like a crazy.
This is not time for my try, Marco.
This time to cheat Fulham at Old Trafford.
Hey, but 2 red cards. This is Sports Ultras. And that's how we begin the show today. We'll not just be looking at the foreign leagues. It's International Week, remember? So we will be looking at the Black Stars. What is the latest updates from the camp? And what are we to expect of the Black Stars in the coming days? We'll also be looking at the FIFA presidential election. Well, it went down in Kigali. We'll bring you the updates and some conversations from there as well. And then also, Atsu, he finally goes home. Yafo Sulabi and Kelvin were on the beat. And so would let them give us their take on that eventually in the show. And we have a big interview coming up later in the show. It is with a big Chelsea or former Chelsea man. Actually, the man who led the recruitment of Michael Essien to Chelsea. You see, the reason why you, the Chelsea fan listening to me, the reason why you are a Chelsea fan today. Yes, that man. And then we have Scoreboard, of course, taking you around the world, bringing you every single, result. If it's important, it will be here on Sports Ultras. Shallow is another segment. And then the predictor. So it's a packed show. Just make sure you stay tuned in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Why is Kawa signaling 2-1? Yeah. It has happened for them, eh?
Old Trafford.
No, relax. I don't get the updates yet.
Me safe. I've only seen, actually 2.
I before your network.
Kawa is using orange.
Yeah, last week, I thought you said my network no good. So
I mean.
It's okay, I see him.
Kawa, you see him, man?
I see him, but I didn't say them for play stability because...
But on the real though, Man United are on a roll. I mean, now they are football they be. Arsenal, it be like, they be like that.
You sure? Well, make we forget Sporting.
Okay. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to Sporting. Make we forget what? Go over you. Anyway, so let's begin the conversation. And remember, we are live on Facebook. So just look out for 3FM 92.7 and you'll get the live stream there. You can see all of our faces. And of course, you can get a graphical representation of most of the conversations that we have here. Plus, we are also live on Twitter, is a Twitter space. So you see, we are covering you everywhere you go. And then we'll be opening the phone lines today. I'll be announcing the telephone numbers very shortly. Register them somewhere on your phone or write them on a piece of paper because we will open them and I'm sure it will definitely be the floodgates open. So write them somewhere when we open the phone lines and join us in the conversation. Let's start. Black Stars. So, guys, Christian Atsu is set to be unveiled later on Monday, and that's according to the Ghana Football Association.
Wait, who? Did you say Christian Atsu?
Sorry, Chris Hutton.
Hey, you want to resurrect? You want to resurrect the guy?
It was the who for me.
You know,
No.
you know, go be replicate Jesus, right? This one will be 5 days after the barrier. It's enough.
I meant Chris Hutton. Chris Hutton will be unveiled by the Ghana Football Association as head coach. Remember that he's been announced, but he has not officially been unveiled by the Ghana Football Association, and they say that on Monday they'll be done unveiling. Even more importantly, for the media, we will get the opportunity to ask him questions. And guys, let me first of all get your take on his appointments. The fact that it's a 1-year deal, that's what I'm hearing. That it's a 1-year deal. He's unhappy about that because he prefers a longer term because he thinks in that 1 year he only gets to meet the players about 4 or 5 times before the next AFCON. And he thinks that's not enough for him to prepare a good team for the AFCON. And of course, after the AFCON, he needs to have time to build a stronger, better team. And so 1 year is not enough for him. There's a lot of crackdown on that particular conversation. There's also the issue about money and taxes and how the GFA are stepping in to pay the taxes while the government focuses on the salary itself. There are lots of details to this particular story. But fact is, he officially will be the head coach of the Black Stars effective tomorrow. Yeah, let me start with you.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been very happy about Chris Hutton as Black Stars coach. I think that, like I've said on so many platforms so far, he is the man with the best CV we've had since Avram Grant, and so it's we just want to see what he wants to do. But I don't think 1 year is good enough for him. I feel like, they have to review their contract. 1 year is just too small a time to give, especially a national team coach. And so, I'm just hoping that the FA would
Sports Ultras.
alter it a bit. I mean, it should be 2 years or 3 years, really. I mean, he needs to have time to think about what he wants to do with the Black Stars team. Okay. And there has to be some targets that will be set for him. And if you're giving him 1 year, the target is that he should probably win AFCON, which is a huge task on his shoulders. And so I feel like we just need to give him a bit more time, some time to get this team together and get them to play the way he actually wants them to play. And I feel like over time it will help. But the 1 year contract is just not good enough. The 1 year contract we are trying to give Hutton is very synonymous to the 8 years Chelsea have given Mudryk. I feel like it's just too upset for me. Yeah.
But where from this?
Hey, please, you attend. Keep quiet.
Yeah. No, but it's true. It's true because I mean, who signs an 8-year deal? Like it's modern day slavery.
Yeah, somebody
you don't do that. And who signs a 1 year deal?
So that's modern day what?
No, that's like you don't trust the person.
Yeah.
It's like 1 year.
Modern day Matrai Makwe.
Yeah, like Johnny Free, like Matrai Makwe. Like let's see what he can do.
Not tried and tested.
Give him some time. Yeah, but Mudryk there, he go over. The guy's contract ends in 2031.
I mean, imagine if in that period Chelsea had the seat up. Hey. Anyway, Kelvin.
Gary, yeah.
On the Black Stars, Chris Hughton, your new head coach. Tomorrow he gets unveiled. If you were there, what would be your question to him?
Well, Chris Hughton, he's started touring Kumasi. Yes, just this afternoon he was present at Takwesi there. Okay. Yeah, so I think he visited the Chiefs at least to familiarize himself. I don't know who has advised him to do that, but it looks like they are trying to win every major stakeholder to help them garner the support ahead of his first
Do
game.
you think the Black Stars will get the support?
Yes, trust you me. People love the Black Stars, and I looked at the rates. The tickets prices, and people will just buy them and go to the stadium. Trust you me, unless it was 50 Ghana cedis for Poplar Stand, but it's 20, 30, and I expect them to fill the stadium. On Chris Hughton, yes, just as I think we've made a lot of wrong appointments in the last couple of years. This man was expected to have been the lead man for the Black Stars before Otoado picked up the team. But unfortunately for us, Otoado was given the nod. He sent her to the World Cup, but at the World Cup, he showed us that Onyadi, he's a Matrai Makwe coach. He wasn't even up to Matrai Makwe. He wasn't tried and tested. Oh, but it's true.
Otoado?
With the lose game against the last game where we play, with the lose game, then he was making like for like substitutions. Didn't you see? Coach Ben Nebeko tournament, Abu Ali do say in his first game. Which coach will do that? But with the player Ali do say, then people will come and say, "Oh, this guy he wants to die for the country." Technical ability zero.
So you think?
Don't do that.
So you think
Yeah.
Hughton is an upgrade?
Yeah. Hughton is an upgrade on Otoado, sincerely.
Okay.
I don't trust his game plan because of how I saw him in the Premier League and all that. But this is a national team, and I think with the national teams, once you are pragmatic, you get your results. You're able to do it. We saw Morocco. They had a lot of brilliant players. Hakim Ziyech, nobody stays on the ball than Hakim Ziyech, even at Chelsea. But in the Moroccan national team, the only player who could take the ball, stay on it for about 3 minutes was either Amrabat or Unai, that guy who was playing in the French league. Yeah. But Ziyech was very direct, all because of the instructions from the coach.
Okay.
So I think with Hughton, yes,
they'll have clear instructions.
Very good. Clear instructions. And what we picked up on Friday was even surprising.
So what Otoado was speaking
this
German to them?
This man, the way he will be stubborn, eh?
Hughton? Stubborn? What do you mean stubborn?
Yeah, he's going to be stubborn.
What do you mean?
He's not going to kowtow to the yes and no, yes Amasa. No, it won't happen. Yeah, Otoado came and
he's his own man.
In his initial stages, he wanted to prove that, but at the end of the day, he realized that no.
So
I think
what if the same happens to Chris?
If the same thing happens, then it tells us that
the system hard, eh?
Said your mind no sana blasters
Oh, Charlie Nyabutre, what's up?
Sports Ultra.
Anyway, Aniela, pick up the microphone.
I mean, definitely. On what Kelvin said, I think that's where a lot of our conversation was at last week when we were speaking about the interference in the Black Stars, and we can't have that this time around. But I side with what y'all was saying concerning Chris Hughton's CV. I mean, this is a former player, he's a coach, we've seen his pedigree, and I'm just hoping that would translate perfectly into our play. But I'll be interested in seeing what his game plan is. Sustainability-wise, I don't think 1 year is enough time, because what are the dates for achieving some of your commitments as to what you want to do? You need to try a few team units, see how well they play together, so that you know what your backup plan is, what your main plan is. Yeah. Injuries can happen at any time.
But I mean, that's an excuse Chris cannot give us. He's been around the team for so long. He knows every single player. I mean, he's basically been Otoado's advisor.
Yes, but now he's going to be making a whole lot more decisions than he would have been in the back room.
But he's familiar with the team.
No, he is. But I mean, with these. Some of the players in there are just a bit new to the setup, and so I'm just hoping that he'd be able to work with what he's been given. Okay. But again, on what
he's been given,
what he's chosen, what he's picked, not what he's been given. But also, if with the interference, we don't know whether some of them are what he's been given or
English
not.
Because I have to make sure you say the right things.
What he selected and been given.
Okay.
But then with
what he selected has been given. You are still staying with been given.
Yeah, you just have to take it that way. But what Kevin was saying in respect of some of the ticket pricing, I think that this is the time where we have to make the game affordable and get a lot more people in, because there have been concerns about how the love for the game is dying and people are not patronizing it as much, even in our local leagues. So I'm just hoping that people come in there, bring back the love immensely, very much so. And then, let's see what this is going to do.
Oreku.
Yeah.
Chris, our new man, the man will be having a go at for the next 12 months, apparently.
Well, I can just imagine how difficult a time it is for someone like Chris Hughton. It's just the circumstances that
raises the eyebrow a bit because it's difficult and tough as a Black Stars fan. We've had a period where we're sort of in our trial phase with coaches, and for me, Chris is a good appointment and all that, but the last time he coached a team was a couple of years ago, and he's been involved in a lot of relegation scraps where his team haven't played the best of football. And so he's not coming into this role as a high-flying manager in demand. In demand is the key word. I don't remember the last time the Black
Stars... But how many in-demand coaches can the Black Stars get?
No, that shouldn't be the question, Terry.
Okay.
As a powerhouse, a country that wants to win the AFCON, we should be after in-demand, like coaches that are in high demand.
In Africa?
Yeah. Okay. And even across the world, if you want to compete on the global stage. Why are we not going for?
But England are competing on the global stage. They didn't go for an in-demand manager.
No, you see, it's for England, right? You can cut them some slack because maybe they're at a phase of their project where they started 4 or 5 years ago, where they invested in their youth teams.
Yeah.
And if you remember, at some point, the under 17, under 18, under 19 teams were all thriving at the world level. And majority of these players have graduated into the senior team.
Okay.
And so perhaps they needed a coach who understood what it takes to play in England and really, got a grip of the system. And so it's understandable that even if you have a coach that is not highly ranked, the quality that you have in the squad can be able to compromise for that and fill that gap. There's a Ghanaian team where we've been poor.
Yeah.
Absolutely poor. If you look back, World Cup we finished bottom. In the AFCON we didn't win a game, our worst ever performance. The AFCON before that we crashed out round of a 16 stage to Tunisia on penalties.
Yeah.
And so it's been a very bad phase for the national team. And it looks as if between 2008 and 2017, we got to the semi-finals of every Africa Cup of Nations. That was the standard of the Black Stars. Now we've reached a point where we can't even cross the round of 16 stage. And for us to get back to the top, look, teams like Morocco have Walid Regragui, people who are competing with Ancelotti for Coach of the Year. It's not necessarily maybe a coach that is in the Champions League or something, but you have to go for a coach who has capacity. Walid came into that Morocco coaching role on the back of winning the CAF Champions League with a team that nobody really thought they could do it. They beat the best team in Africa, white and black.
Was Walid in demand?
At that point, he wasn't.
Back to your first
But he had capacity. I don't think.
I'm just saying. I don't think Chris
Hughton has capacity.
Again, my point is, international football doesn't always go with in-demand managers. The man who won the World Cup was relatively unknown before he took over the Argentina team. Yeah, Walid was known in Africa in the club football, but never had any experience at national level. Even in Europe, you have, besides the Netherlands and maybe Germany
and France.
Deschamps was not really in demand, was he? He wasn't. He was just one of the coaches they had, and they settled on him. But
I don't know how you get my point.
Germany went for an in-demand manager, a Bayern Munich coach. That I would agree with you. And even that guy, Nkosishe.
Yeah, he's failing.
But you see,
he's failing. He's failing.
The point that I'm trying to make is that we've not made the coaching appointments that our neighbors will be envious of.
But should they be envious? We should be making appointments that should effectively scare them with our results.
Eventually, but there's a close correlation between the caliber of your coach and the results. It's like we are going for Chris Hughton has it. Look, nobody wanted Chris Hughton. Yeah, like and the FA really came to tell me that there were 60 coaches.
You're Chelsea. Did you go for an in-demand manager?
No, but you see, I don't mind.
You went for a Potter nobody wanted.
I'm not against Chris Hughton, but I'm just worried that the experiment is becoming too much.
Okay. As a national team.
Yeah, as a national team. Okay. Chris Hughton, he's good.
I like it more.
I think he's okay.
He's not okay. He's good.
His best achievement is what? Bringing Newcastle from the Champions League.
If Oreco wants to look at CVs to judge, if Oreco wants to look at CVs before judging the coaches who are going to take over in 2006, the man who took us to the World Cup, virtually in 2010.
Yeah, Milo was unknown. I mean,
we didn't know him.
The people we knew,
in 2014.
Yeah.
So the one,
the thing is that the guy who has the World Cup, who was he
before?
Absolutely nothing.
Scaloni was unknown.
Yes.
Look,
he was a youth coach.
So I think it's all about capacity, and now the capabilities of coaches.
Ability.
What capacity does Chris Hughton have at this moment?
What capacity did Scaloni have?
Scaloni have before.
What capacity did Walid? What capacity did he have before? As a matter of fact, nobody respected him because he took over the Morocco team.
Look, Chris
about
Hughton,
2 months before
Chris Hughton has had to deal with a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't know how up to date he is with current football and modern day football.
He was
the technical advisor for the Black Stars.
Can you tell me what exactly he was
the man
doing as a
who's
technical
talking
advisor?
is 10th on the table. I think maybe top of the league.
Thank you. What a knockout!
I mean, at that point, I had to stop talking. Bill, at this point, I mean, Oreku says he would take Chris like that. Because that's what we have. But I can't make a decision now. If he was Oreku Okreku, he wouldn't have made that decision.
Out of the 60 coaches, this is 60 coaches applied. So why did Chris win? What did he have?
Because he's familiar with the team already. Isn't that supposed to be a factor?
Yes.
You
prefer somebody coming and starting from scratch.
And that's proper match.
If I met Kel today, that's the question I'll ask him.
Why Chris?
We had more than 60 coaches. Why Chris?
He will ask you, do you know football than me? I don't know if any of you have engaged Chris in the last few years. You don't know football than me. You sit on radio and you just talk anyhow. Do you know football than me? And that's what the GFA president will ask. Or do you want the Black Stars to do well than me? He said this to me 1,000 times, so I can quote him. Bill, let me come to you.
See, we as a nation had the vim to pick Otuado as a head coach. So why are you complaining about Chris Hughton?
No, you see, that's the thing. That the last three, we had a vim to choose Isiapia, Sikia Kono, and Otuado. Now you have Chris Hughton
and you are complaining.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, are you telling me? Hold on. You know Oreku's major point was, is Chris up to date with current tactics? Where was Milo before you hired him?
And see how that went.
Exactly. Into what to me try Milo? Why can't you try Chris?
Milo knew our food.
That's what Milo said, right?
And I think they made their judgment based on what Milo had done. But this guy was out of job. He was doing nothing
for about 10 years.
Yes, he wasn't in charge with any team.
Charlie.
But he was brought in to come and coach our national team.
Yeah.
And can you imagine when he came in? This man was virtually lost. He didn't even know how to even start, where to start and where to finish.
So the way 5 of us are against Oreku in this conversation, if Chris does not perform,
Then just on to the next.
Start cutting the videos.
Bill, make your point in a minute, please.
See, we had the vim to pick Otuado, CK and the rest.
Yeah.
Chris Hughton has had more experience than them. You are saying he's outdated, Massa. Outdated in Manchester United winning now Premier League.
Oh, sir.
Yeah, outdated.
But why Manchester United of all your examples? I mean, did he win only one game?
It just came to mind.
Wasn't that Jose Mourinho's mind?
I mean, now you're okay. Now you're okay.
Massa, Jose Mourinho, no.
Bill, are you done? I'm moving on.
No, Jose Mourinho.
Stay with Black Stars.
Over all the Black Stars coaches in the last 10 years combined.
Okay.
Simple as that.
That one we agree.
Yes, thank you very much.
So Thierry, I think just to buttress a few points. Yes, just to buttress a few points in there. Yeah, top of the league. So please.
Thank you.
Just to buttress a few points.
I think at a point we need to ban top of the league in this studio.
When you are top, then you may, but not now. You are 10th.
Well, yeah. In as much as Otuado is being given that credit for qualifying us to the World Cup, remember those 2 games against Nigeria, especially in that game in Nigeria, many of the officials of the Football Association and even the players credit Chris Hughton for that game plan that resulted in the 1-1 draw. So why is it that if the man has this brain, if he has that footprint of giving us football that is going to suit the kind of players that we have, and now he's been given total control of the team?
Yeah,
why don't we allow him?
I think you've made the most salient point here, because the profile of the squad we have, the profile of the squad we have, and the coach we have appointed. I think we just need to give him, cut him some slack.
Otado was a development coach, but this one our players are already developed too.
Sports Ultras. Sports Ultras. This is 3 Sports, the best sports team in the country. Get interactive with us across all social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 3 Sports GH.
So remember, we are still talking about the Black Stars. We are talking about, Chris Hughting. We are talking about if preparations are also underway and how that is going to go, for Ghana's game against Angola. Remember, it is an AFCON qualifier. The first leg, second leg is on the 27th of March. Trust 3 Sports to bring you all updates. Of course, live commentary here as well. For now, we were in Kigali. I was there, covering the FIFA elections and also monitoring how, Ghana's participation there was. And I got the opportunity to speak to Prosper Harrison-Addo, and he is an ESCO member, executive committee member or council member of the Ghana Football Association. I asked him a few questions. This was our conversation.
Sports Ultras. Sports Ultras.
Sorry for that technical hitch there. We'll bring you So Prosper was talking a lot about, how they were getting Babayara and Kumasi as a city ready, and just how important this is to them. He said that, the conversations had already begun, behind the scenes, even in Kigali, because they were working with the Angolan reps there, they were working with Algerian reps for the Under-23, and quite a number of things that he stated there. Let's take a listen to him.
Yes, and all that. Yes, a lot of work has gone into it. We got the conditional approval to play the match in Kumasi. At that stage, we could have hosted the match, but we wanted to do a bit more, and so that's why we created the opportunity for the managers of the place to have the free hand and the free space to work and improve even better as we wait for the match. So we had a meeting between the ministry, the National Sports Authority, and then the
Sports Ultras. Sports Ultras.
We put the plans together, and so far we are abiding by the tenets of that plan, and I think we'll have a successful match in Kumasi.
Lastly, before I let you go, the playing body of the Black Stars, a lot has been said about
3 Sports.
A lot has been said about not interference, but how the administrative body makes inputs into the technical decisions. What do you have to say to that? Because then,
I think I've gone back a number of times to the quotation attributed to the a president of the FA, and also the voice. And in no place in that voice did he say he will make input into the thing. Let's take journalists. I've been a journalist before, the president a journalist before. When the list is released, journalists want an opportunity to ask questions.
Yeah.
In the same breath as FA, when the list is given to us by the coach, it stands to reason that we may ask 1 or 2 questions so that we appraise ourselves. You're asking me a question now, assuming I don't know anything about the list. Then it means I have nothing to offer about the squad, where they will stay, what the coach wants to do. So the coach discussed this with the FA. The same way the coach will discuss the selection, why he's called somebody with the media. If a media person asks a coach a question, it doesn't mean that the media person is influencing selection. So if you ask why maybe Partey is in the list, it doesn't mean that you're asking the coach to change his mind about Partey.
Yeah.
And every coach wears his sort will not change anything about Partey because you have asked, why have you called Partey? So you ask question, the coach would respond, and that is it, so that you get information.
This is 3 Sports.
By various stakeholders to find out things. And we must be in the know. Being in the know doesn't mean that we are forcing the coach to make a selection.
This is
I will not do that. The president will not do that. Anybody, all the people at the FA, there's no gain in imputing. As the word imputing has been used a number of times. But go back to the statement. The president did not use the word input. He said that, and this is not new. This is not new. A coach brings his list to the FA. There's a management committee. If there is a question, they will ask for the coach to explain. If there is no question, fine. But it's good to know, and then we know. Because there are various reasons why a coach would call a player or put a player on standby. We went to the channel. You saw players on standby. It was for a reason. If we do not ask questions, we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So, and this is, all coaches go through that. All associations go through that. You can't just collect the list and publish. And then when the question is asked, the whole FA doesn't know anything about it, you see. But once again, I want to reiterate. If a media person asks a question or express an opinion, it doesn't influence the coach selection. The selection is made already. It's just that the coach is offering the media explanation. We'll go to Kumasi. I'm sure media would ask questions. Well, the mere fact of asking questions for the coach to explain or give insight to why he's come out with his list. And don't forget, the coach alone doesn't even do the list. He has a technical team. Yeah. The assistant coaches are there. They all monitor. They all share ideas and come up. But it's the coach's list. And they stand by it, and then they work with it. Just finding out the why doesn't mean that somebody is imputing. And when we say somebody has made an input or influencing selection, we demean the stature of the coach and the forthrightness of the coach. I think that we can ask questions, but we can't change selection.
Sports Ultras. Sports Ultras.
So my guys listened to the interview. Prosper had a lot to say. And then I'm also walking.
Theory, I think one thing that is becoming too...
These submissions will be really quick though.
Something that is becoming too prevalent in this country is anyone who starts to speak Mayebida or Wayebida Bayeme. You just listen to Prosper and was like, I have been a journalist before, and the fact that you have been a journalist before doesn't mean that things were the same during those times. I'm not sure those times we had selection issues or people had too much problems with the squads which were announced for the Black Stars. The way things were done, the number of people put into the management team now who just go there, sit and watch the players without any, proper or basic duties being performed there. But they take money and come and sit here. We don't send players based on merit. now, and you expect the media to remain the same as 20 years ago or 30 years ago when you used to practice journalism. No, I think we all want the best for our Black Stars. So when we speak, they must just, even if they think it's nonsense, out of every nonsense, there's a bit of chaff that would be relevant. Even if it's chaff, there are times chaff is used to light firewood. It happens, yes. It has its important. So I think Prosper should just go back and then let come again. But for the selection, this is the first one for Chris Hughton. We would understand that because he was part of the team a very short time when everything was agreed, so he wouldn't want to make wholesale changes to the squad, and he will be conversant with this squad and work with it. But going forward, if the squad comes and we feel that certain players don't deserve any roles in this current Black Stars, the way we want to see the Black Stars, then we are seriously going to criticize it and ask questions where and how and the justifications used by the technical team in selecting players. Last week, I said something. These were the same men who said they were going to provide answers and explain the reason why they call certain players. But they haven't been doing it. Gary Southgate has been lambasted, but he explained why a player like Ben White, who is having a stellar season. Maybe
tomorrow Hughton would give us
I just think that, for someone like Prosper to be so insistent that the President Kurtz did not say what he said, I just think that it's gotten to a certain level where
lawyer gone wrong.
It got to a certain level where I just feel like bro, come on. Like we all heard the interview. We all have basic understanding of certain things, and so please stop defending it. You understand? I feel like the conversation should be moved forward. Maybe tell us that it's not something he does, or just move it forward. Say something. If you've been a journalist before, you should be able to tell us something. Of course, you understand? I mean, I don't think that is the best way to defend what Kurtz said, because to be very honest with you, I think that Kurtz himself actually knows that he said that.
And he knows he's good.
and then
he stayed away from the conversation.
You see, he stayed away from it because he knows he said it. You understand? And I feel like that's something he should move away from. Also, I think that Prosper should relax a bit on his punches onto journalists, because the thing is that, look, what are we doing here if we are not criticizing or sharing our opinions on how Ghana football is going to be better? Why do we have to come to work every day if we are not criticizing what someone has done? It is basically our job. We just have to. The only thing that I get worried about is when the criticisms become insults. You understand? But I think that when the criticisms are constructive, it should be taken. Because you can't tell us that we should not talk about a Black Star squad selection. We would always talk about it. It is something that would never go away. You understand? Because if you choose player A and me, I watch player A and I think that player A is not good. That's the thing. That's what the fans will tell you. The fans will tell you that so we will also make our
and we are fans. I mean, put our job on the side. We are fans too. So,
exactly.
So we share the sentiments of the guys on the streets.
Most definitely.
Aniela.
I don't think there's anybody here that does not want to see the Black Stars succeed. And as an entire unit, we need to be very honest about some of the things that we say, and integrity is a key role here. Like I was saying, you can't pose a certain number of players in there. Fans would want to see, journalists would want to see it. And like you said, we are all fans first, even before we become journalists, regardless of whatever it is. And we are all Ghanaians here. So obviously, we are looking out for what's best for the team. And we would call out certain things we feel are not in the right place. So constructive criticism there, it's key. But again, with the lineup and everything, I think that a lot more of the analysis would be done when we see how they play and how they fare and who he's going to call up first and whether that would be different in the second team, because we have a number of games to go before ultimately we see how that pans out. But again, on the 1 year thing, well.
And just quite quickly on the Black Stars, I saw a video today by the Ghana Football Association of Chris Hughton and George Boateng going to the Mensah Palace. That's a good sign, because I remember when doing the story on Babayara, one of the things that Sani Dara, who's the former Ghana Football Association communications director, stated was that it was a deliberate attempt that they made whenever they went to Kumasi, to visit Mensah, because when you go to Tumfo's blessing, you get the blessing from the people, and they troop into the stadium, and that's why it's been a fortress, and they've not lost there for a very long time. But I don't know how short notice this may be, but I feel this is the opportunity for Ghana to really do something for Christian Atsu. There's been a lot of talk about it.
Yep.
And I hope they've contacted the Confederations of African Football to do something really special at the Bara. You know, this is a home game. I expect to see a nice match day brochure for him. I expect there to be
match day brochure.
Come on.
In Ghana.
If we really care and we love Atsu like we're saying, even in the 7th minute in the match against Angola, everyone in the stadium should be clapping.
Yeah.
We need to show that. Look, even the Premier League showed respect.
Yeah.
By putting on black armbands.
And this is the first time the Black Stars.
The first
will be
international.
So I just hope that they are putting plans in place to do something really good for him.
I think
it's a wonderful opportunity.
You said a really profound thing.
Yeah.
The GFA must take note of this, and I really hope that someone is listening, because it will be really embarrassing. Even at the FIFA elections, Atsu's images were projected on the screen.
Yeah. We can't let them do it better than we.
Yeah.
Best sports team in the country. Get interactive with us across all social media platforms. On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 3SportsGH.
Remember, you can join us on social media, 3SportsGH, and also we'll be opening the phone lines very shortly. 0592-928-795. I repeat, it's 0592-928-795. 0592 928-795. I hope you wrote it down somewhere when we open the phone lines. You join us with your thoughts. Now we move on to Christian Atsu, and of course that's what Orieku was talking about. He's finally been buried, laid to rest, and okay, so before we talk about Christian Atsu, I hear, the phone lines are buzzing already. So, okay, we'll come back to that. Producer says we'll pick the phone lines later. Nana Kweku Anderson, my man in the control room, hardest guy. Anyway, Christian Atsu, and I'll start the conversation with Yao and Kelvin on this one because they were on the grounds reporting for us, across media general platforms. And it was a really, really emotional weekend starting from Friday, Yao.
Yeah, I mean, emotional weekend. You see, the main thing about this whole funeral and everything is that every single person who went to see the body of Christian Atsu left in a different state than they saw it. And I think that was one of the most important things that I saw over there. And it was a reason why I didn't go to see him at all. Because I still want to have that image of Christian Atsu
the filing past
in my head. It was incredibly sad. And I mean, even the honorable ministers who were there, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, he did not feel himself after he saw it. The president was very sad as he saw it. It was the Professional Footballers Association of Ghana who, it touched a lot of them. Sami Kufo, John Payne.
Those were close friends.
Those were really close friends. Suleiman Tari actually did not go to see Christian Atsu at all. And so it tells you how bad the whole thing is, and maybe just how much he had changed, from who he was to the person that was lying there. Also, Mubarak Wakasu did not foul past at all. He also left the premises, I think, just about 30 minutes before everything ended. And yeah, I mean, but all in all, there were so many people at the State House. I think that it looked at some points like an election rally where, you have so many people. There were people who did not even know Christian Atsu. They are not journalists. They didn't
have any close connection with him.
Look, some of them are not even, football people, but they all came. There was a woman I spoke to who said the whole thing was just too sad. She saw it on TV and she felt like she had to come and just be there for the family and stuff like that. And so I think that Ghanaians did their bit to show the love that they would show to anyone who has done incredibly well for them. And that's what they did. And so, yeah, I mean, I still don't believe it. It's still a really sad moment for me. It's crazy that we've lost Christian Atsu as a footballer that he is. But I mean, hopefully, like we always say, he's in a better place and he's making the angels smile, really.
Yeah.
It was tough for all of us. When I got there at 6 a.m., the body was already being laid on the podium where he was suspected to be, in the middle of the venue grounds. That is at the forecourt of the State House. So once they put it there, they allowed the immediate family to file past the body. They did, and you could just see the tears. Nobody could stop any tear from running down his or her cheeks. So we had to just stay back, watch them as the Ghana policeman, the military band, and also the traditional group, as well as the National Supporters Union, gave a medley of songs to at least console all those who were around. The most catching moment was when the wife was to pay tribute. She started and she couldn't even read a sentence. She just couldn't read a sentence, and then she had to burst into tears. So it was taken over by the aide who was working with her. Very, very disappointing. Very disappointing of someone like Atsu to be lost in a very tragic situation. There was a point where we were just waiting for the body to be closed so that the service would continue. And just like y'all mentioned, Suli Muntari never went near the body. A couple of people decided not to go and look at him. I saw Felix Annan going close. He started with him at Gomoa Fete Final. Yeah. And just when he was going there, Anderson just signaled me, "Gentlemen, you need to get close to that guy before something happens." True and true. After he watched the body, as soon as he got behind the tent, he was down. He nearly went off. We had to just pour some water on him and then get him to the PFAG stand before the other players took over and then decided to make sure that he was fine and okay. You look at the people who were there, the aged, the elderly, children, people from all walks of life, like Lydia Force and Brother Same, other entertainers were present, other footballers. It was just Emmanuel Eboy. And I remember when Eboy was moving to the body, Eboy, how lively he is. He was laughing, he was trying to make jokes with some of the players, but I never saw a smile after that. Eboy put on his shades and that was it. He never smiled again. Same with Emmanuel Adebayo. When he was coming, he was
a very
smiling.
lively person.
Yes, but after he went far past the body, that was it. Jerry Akamin could nearly fought a police officer because he was so devastated looking at
typical Jerry.
And there are times our security services, there are times people decide to flex their muscles because he didn't know who Jerry was. Oh, so Jerry was also angry, and when he came, took Samiko for an Augustina info to calm him down, all that. I think it was a very well organized, even more than we saw at the 1 week celebration where everything was jammed up. I think it was perfect, and wherever Atsu is or wherever he was, this was a very befitting burial final service to him. So unfortunate that we've lost a great legend, but I think if this is what the state had to offer, they've incredibly celebrated the gentleman of the land.
I want to come to Aniela, but I'll first go to Bill because looking at the guys on the ground, you were in Adan, where he was buried.
Yeah.
What did you see?
A number of things.
Speak into the microphone, please.
A number of things. I saw a community that was sad because of the kind of plans that I found out that he had for the community and they were aware of. I mean, first of all, he provided pipe bomb water for the whole community. Wow. Which still works to this day. And some members of the community also informed me that he had gotten 100 acres of land. And what
100 acres?
Yes. And what he wanted to do with those acres is he wanted to build a whole estate and give it to the community. Whoa. It wasn't for the family. It was for the community. It was just dashing it to them. And so, I mean, that was something I even asked the family about. That, I mean, now that it's gone, what's the plan for him? They said, we don't know, because that was his vision.
Of course.
That was his vision. They can't step in. They can't do anything about it. So it was a very, very sad, moody day in Adan. I mean, some people would definitely dance and then be giving the jama and all that, but most of the reactions over there were sad. And I mean, with what happened between the family as well, that's also something that was sad too. I mean, there was a bit of confusion as to when exactly he should be buried, whether it was on the Friday or on the Saturday. It took quite a long it took quite a long time before a decision was made as to when he will be buried. But when that decision was made, it was like immediate, quick. I mean, one of the cousins informed me that his body started smelling. And so they felt like if they hadn't buried him immediately, it would have reached a level where no one would be able to carry him on that Saturday. So they had to bury him on that Friday. But it was really, really sad seeing that happen.
Okay. Briefly, I'll take
just on Bill's submission, right? There were a few contrary thoughts on social media. I just wanted to find out from the team here. People thought Bill shouldn't have reported the fact that the family were quarreling.
Okay, so
I thought there was nothing wrong.
So first of all, we have a job to do as journalists.
Yeah.
And our mission, obviously, is to report facts.
Okay.
Did it happen? It did happen.
It did.
So assuming Bill is there, the scuffle escalates and becomes something else. And there's no report still because we think of it as a negative part of the entire package.
Yeah.
At that point, will someone own up and report it?
I saw.
Yes. As a journalist, you know what to cover and what not to cover.
Yeah.
But how is this something not to cover?
I think people are worried about how the nation is portrayed mainly. But I think that as journalists, what you do is you show the good, the bad, the ugly.
I mean, to be honest.
Imagine a current affairs journalist covers March 6th at Independence Square.
Yeah.
And we are trying to portray, our independence and all that. And something negative happens, and then he decides to keep it in his pocket. So what if that thing escalates? So that's my problem. Yeah. So what if it escalates?
Yeah.
How then do we step in at that point?
Plus,
you now begin giving a background. I was there, but I didn't want to talk about it.
But now let me talk about it.
I mean, apart from the fact that TV3 was there, I did see some foreign people coming there too as well. So
if you didn't take it up, someone else would have.
Someone would have. Yeah. I think
Bill, you did a fantastic job. I must say, you did a fantastic job.
Yeah, you did what you had to do.
Yeah, you did what you had to do.
I don't see why.
This was not
more council. Same say I know more petty.
No, you see, the thing is that they will talk about it, but they wanted to know about it.
Yeah,
exactly. Today I saw the Instagram post and it already had 13,000 likes.
Yeah.
You never get 13,000 likes on reports.
People actually asked for the link to go and look at that particular story.
Yes, and so we will do our job. It was just a simple job we're doing.
And it is normal. It is also to families. You people fighting at
Yes. And however, even seeing that a lot of people came up to speak about their experiences, that this is what happens, and it needs to be stopped. Because what's important, the person is dead, lay him to rest, let's move on.
But they will always fight. My father died. They fought like 2 hours.
Charlie, we go to the same thing. But there,
you never would know how aggressive your family is until you lose a parent.
That's the thing.
And I feel like Bill, you did your bit to report it. People should watch it and stop these things. It's not. It's not the most important thing.
Learn from it.
It's not the most important.
The fact is, they are even watching anyway.
But Terry, what's important for me is Atsu's estate. Eventually, I'm just hoping that we are able to memorialize him properly, whether it's going to be a foundation which is already set up or whatever it is. His legacy has to live on. We will do our part as fans, as Ghanaians. We'd always remember him.
This is where it becomes difficult. He knew his finances. He knew what he had in his accounts and what he had projected to earn based on, obviously, his career.
Yeah.
That career, obviously, has been cut short.
Yeah.
So whatever plans that he has, based on wherever he was going to get the money from, nobody knows. How would anyone pick that such a huge project?
Yeah,
because
it's very huge.
Looking at 100 acres, that's a whole town.
Solid acres.
Yeah, that is where the problem is going to lie. But I think we spoke to Moses from Arms Around the Child, and they made it very clear that they are still going to continue with what Atsu was doing. So we just hope that Chelsea, who had given them a go ahead or a heads up that they are going to also come on board and support. Maybe Newcastle United and Vitesse Arnhem also had representatives down for the funeral. We just hope that they will all come on board and at least the greater things can be done for Christian.
So the thing is that with the children, they should continue to be supported.
Exactly.
Maybe the estate will not be built.
Yeah,
if we are being honest.
There are priorities here.
And you see the structured, I think some of the structured donations and help would be supported because of the paperwork. Chelsea can't come and just, Atsu has built 100, so let's know. Legally, it can't work like that. They have to see paperwork and projections and all that to be able to put their finances in there because it'll help them balance their book at the end of the year. And it's the unfortunate circumstance because I think if you're looking at the formal and informal side, I think the informal help was even way more than the formal.
Exactly.
An example is when I went to Cheetah FC and the coach, he had promised to buy him a car. Who will buy you that car?
Yeah.
Why would Chelsea buy him?
Exactly.
Nobody will ever buy him.
Nobody will buy him.
Unless another player blows and decides to.
Exactly.
And that's where people will feel his his loss.
And they said the coach who actually trained him when he was very young, playing on the dusty pitches barefooted, he came back during the World Cup and he's extended his rent for the next 3 years. And we met him and we spoke to him.
Wow.
So look at all those that haven't come up. There are a couple of people.
These side benevolence.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing. But also a very last bit. I think I've been a big advocate of I can't tell anybody what to do with their money. Yeah. But I've been a big advocate of people helping people. Because one way or the other, we all try to help the next person. And I feel like it is the only way that makes us human, and we derive even more success and satisfaction, gratification, whatever, from helping other people. So I feel like this thing that Atsu has done. I mean, Bernard Dombote said something, and he said that Atsu has opened up his mind to do some of these things. Many of them said it. Even Thomas Partey's father also said it. That the things Atsu was doing are not things that anybody will sit down and think about. And so now it has opened up their minds.
Yeah, I was about to say that. How is this positively affecting them?
Yeah, for the next person to do it. Yeah. So hopefully these players just start something small in their own corner. The moment we help the next person, help the other person and that sort of thing, we all come together to help each other and build a strong unit. Me, I wouldn't have a problem if we are paying Black Stars big money and they are building a hospital in their town, or they are doing some telecommunication thing, or building orphanages.
For president.
No, you get it, because to be very honest, these are things that we need as a country, and if these things are not, or if government is not able to support us with some of these things, and these players who have become incredibly rich and have the funds to do it, can do it, then let's just allow them to do it. And so I just hope that every one of them will start learning from it. But then again, we shouldn't tell people what to do with their money. If they don't want to do it, just leave them.
Okay,
it's not your money.
You know what question Teji said earlier. The money is your money.
If they throw a party, we'll come and enjoy.
If
they throw a party, we'll come and enjoy.
Okay, let's move on. You are listening to Sports Ultras here on CFM 92.7 with me, Thierry Nyan, and I'm here with Yafo Sulabi, Kelvin Oswansa, Aniela Oreku Bill. Aniela, you want to go? Aniela has to go. Aniela has to look pretty on TV.
We are top of the league.
Yeah.
It's on the 8 points clear.
Your mic is off. What are you still saying? Your mic is off.
Of the league, and also
8 points.
Fulham were robbed. That's my final. Yeah. Fulham were robbed.
Yeah. You should have robbed Sporting on your home ground. You should have robbed them. That's what big teams do at their home turf.
Yeah, has sacked Aniela. Aniela is no more with us. Say I didn't come to kill myself. Oh, Charlie. Small season, yeah. Kawate comes here also. You say, Charlie, you like it for Rob?
No, you don't for Rob.
Anyway, so phone line 0592-928-795, 0592-928-795. And then my people are down to 4. So now let's go straight to the interview I was telling you about. Frank Anderson was a sporting director during Jose Mourinho's era at Chelsea. Roman Abramovich relied a lot on Frank because, you see, Roman didn't understand football like that. He was the man with the money, and he needed a brain to operate. One of the very first brains he tapped into was Frank Arnesen. The man who basically behind the scenes was assembling and putting together the Chelsea that you knew from 2004. He was a big man. Our own Oreku Ampofo caught up with him. You see, Oreku is a big man. And he had a lot to say about why he recruited Michael Essien and a few other Africans. But we'll first of all go on the phone lines and speak to, a caller. Looks like he's not ready. Frank Arnesen, though, is ready.
Sports Ultras.
Here is their interview.
That means to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure for me as well to be the first time I've been in Ghana, so that is a privilege. Sporting director, it's actually quite simple. You are head of all the sports in a club, and you talk about. We start from the first team. So you talk about you have to engage the coach, his staff, the medical staff, the performance staff. So all that is under the sporting director. Then you go to the scouting, the scouts. You have to you'll be boss of the scouting, and then you have the academy. But it's obviously not as sporting director. You do everything yourself. You make sure you have good people. For instance, you will always have a director of the academy and director of the scouting, and then you have the coach. So you have four who are involved in the main decisions in a club. And then when you go to the finance situation, you have a board, and the board is the CEO, that is the financial, and there's commercial director, and then you have myself as sporting director, which I've done now nearly 30 years. So we are taking the decisions about the money, can we afford it, and it's me obviously who, when we talk about the football, it's me who come up and say this is a player we want to buy, this is the transfer, this is the contract of the player, and and I said yes. Otherwise, we will not come there, and then and then we go from there. So this is a big it's a big job, but it's also what for me fancy me, that is that you are involving in develop a club. Develop everything. You have to make sure that you have the right people, the right positions, and then you make a 3 years or 5 years plan, and then you go from there to build up a team.
So you had the opportunity to meet Michael Essien. What was it like for him, coming to a new club, record fee, all the pressure? What type of human being was he?
Yeah, I came. He was already there when I came, but Michael Essien is a fantastic person. I really enjoy to see him every day on training and talk to him as well. I had a special experience with him because he also, I think it must be in 2009, 8-9, he had a bad knee injury, and there was African Cup, and we went to Paris, where the team were for preparation for African Cup, and our doctors have said he cannot play because it's too demanding, and we need him to rest. And it's better, then he can play maybe a half, and he can not play one game, and then in between we can make sure that his knees getting better and better and better. So we went there together, we talked about everything, and he was very, very nice person as well. And fortunately, when we came there and I explained the situation, the president from Ghana was there and all the staff and they fully agree and said, yes, we want him because it was 1 year before the World Championship. And I as well said, yeah, I think World Championship is bigger. With all respect for African Cup, of course he has to play if he's fit, but don't take any risk. because you need him for next year because he's a very important player, and that was why they also said, yeah, we can understand that. And then we have and he went back and we also I was also with him to renew his contract, so he stayed longer with us because I thought he was not only a good person, it's fantastic to be there, but you need to be a good football player, otherwise you're not there. and he was a fantastic midfield player. And sometimes he even played back. He played in the back as well some games. He played as central defender as well. But he was always the same, always working hard, and great example for young players.
And quite recently, he's picked up his UEFA A coaching, the badge. What type of coach do you think you come out to be?
Now, I don't know. I think first of all, I think you have to find your way as coach, because as players, you are the player, you're in the team. But when you're a coach, you have to take responsibility of everything. Not only the players, but especially the players, but also your staff and the staff of medical, whatsoever. It's a manager job, and that's why I said to the players, great ex-players who are coming in and want it, I don't want to see them have a bad experience or too bad experience, and they said I don't want it because I don't need it for the money. They really because they like to be coaches and give all the experience back. So that is why I think it's always good for those big players. I want to protect them. I said, listen, go to train first with youth teams, be then assistant coach, maybe assistant coach for the national team together with the club. We are doing that a lot in Holland now. For instance, Van Persie. Robin van Persie, I work with him now for 2 years, and he stopped playing football and he's now been coach for 5 years. Used Bam, and he said, I'm not in a hurry. He's not even 40, not yet. Not in a hurry. I want to learn everything. Now he has under 16, and next year he will have under 18 for final. And then he said, my time will come, but I have to learn a lot. And that is what some of the players, and it's not them, the players, but many times it's their surrounding. A club come, you must fantastic players, you must be a fantastic coach, but it's totally different work. It's totally nothing to do as player. So they need to have some experience in the back to go in and be a big trainer and big coach. And that is where you see if they do that traject for 2, 3, 4, 5 years and then become coaches. Then they know that is what I want, and then they will not fail. And that is what I wish for Michael. I will that he not fail.
This is 3 Sports, the best sports team in the country. Get interactive with us across all social media platforms. On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 3 Sports GH.
Frank Arneson. Ulrich, we have 30 seconds to talk me through this interview and how it went down.
It was great. Some things that I probably never knew. You speak of his relationship with Abramovich and what he expected from him, when he came to try and poach him from their rivals Tottenham Hotspur, why he tried to sign so many African players. And I'm sure you'll be getting on these snippets. He spoke of Mohamed Kudus and Eric Addo, who also played in Netherlands. And so it's a packed interview. And the special part is when he discovered Ronaldo from Brazil.
Oh, wow. He discovered Ronaldo
all the way to Brazil. And that time you see the transfer.
Which Ronaldo?
Brazilian, original one.
Wow.
Yeah. And he talks about...
Well, he's a super scout though, Frank.
Yeah. How, those times you don't send emails, and how the fax came in around 12 a.m. is a very dramatic story. They had so much competition from other teams as well.
Okay, so let's now, go on the phone lines before we get into the debate and speak to a caller. Hello, good evening. You're welcome to Sports Ultras. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Michael.
Michael, what do you have to tell us?
Today I'm predicting Madrid to win 2-1 and Benzema to score.
Hey, this one is in Beto. Madrid to win 2-1 and Benzema to score. That's very precise.
Yes.
Okay. Tony Cruz assist.
Yes.
Hey, where did you sleep? What did you see?
I I've watched it already.
Okay. I'm sure.
We'll call you back.
Yeah, we'll find a way to call you back when that prediction is deemed correct. Remember, it's 0592 928 But straight to the debate. You know, on Sports Ultras, we have a segment. It's called a debate. So 2 of my panel members will go head to head. Well, another caller. But before we do the debate, let's go straight to the caller. Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening. My name is Emmanuel Yaka, calling from Tamale.
Emmanuel Yaka?
Yes, please.
Oh, from Tamale. How is Tamale today?
We are managing.
We are all managing, Charlie. We are all managing.
Yes.
But I mean, what do you have to tell us?
Yes, I'm predicting for the El Clasico today.
Okay.
And
What's your prediction?
I'm going with Real Madrid win, and the scoreline will be 2-1 against Barcelona.
Hey, 2-1 at Dosupao, 2-1 against Barcelona.
It's going to be tough, but Real Madrid will win the game by 2-1 against Barcelona.
Okay, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that prediction. That was Emmanuel from Tamale. So I was telling you about a debate. Today's topic is it finally Manchester City's year in the UEFA Champions League? The calls are still coming through, but I'll go to debate and get to the calls. Or I should pick the calls. Okay, you let me pick the calls. So this one, hello, good evening, and you're welcome to Sports Ultra.
Calling from Upper West.
You are calling from the Upper West.
Upper West.
Tota Hero.
What's your name again?
My name is Jacob. Calling from Upper West again.
Oh, Jacob. Are you also predicting, or you have something else to tell us?
Yes, I'm predicting.
Okay, what's your prediction?
Barcelona is going to win by 2-0.
Barcelona winning 2-0.
2-0.
You are the first person to predict a Barcelona win. Hopefully, it comes to pass for you. Have you placed a bet on Barcelona anyway?
Yeah.
So that is it.
Your heart is where your money is.
I swear. A lot of messages coming through on Facebook and on Twitter as well. Okay, so I'll open the phone line. So it looks like the calls are coming through. So before we do the debate, let me just pick a couple more calls and then we'll go to the debate. So, hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
I almost give up on you. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Steve James from Kaswa.
Okay, Kaswa. James.
Yeah.
Are you predicting or you're talking about the Black Stars?
No, I want to predict for the Air Classic.
Okay. Let's hear you.
Barcelona will win 1-0.
Hey, Barca. So Barcelona winning 1-0?
Yeah.
So you mean Real Madrid at home will not score a single goal?
Oh, Real Madrid cannot beat Barcelona.
Sir.
It's Oroku then.
Oroku is here?
Please, can I talk to him?
Why? Did you go to Ashesi with him?
Oroku, he's underground Barcelona supporter. I know him.
You've caught him, eh?
Charlie,
You've been exposed.
The way things they go for Chelsea, I won't deny.
You want to go back home?
Just pretend.
Tonight, I day your back. For your sake, I'll support Barcelona.
Anyway, thank you very much. All right, so he's off, and we continue. We are having fun here. You can also join us. Remember, it's 0592-928-795. Another caller. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Desmond calling from Midyear.
Desmond?
Yeah.
From Midyear. Midyear, is it the electronic company?
Oh, is it what?
Is it the electronic company? Is it NASCO, Midyear? What is it?
You know, Trillium Kotoku is around that side.
Oh, mid-year, like my own.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have to tell us today?
I want to talk about the Man City. I mean, they are surely on form to win the Champions League.
Oh, you mean about our debate?
Yes. They are definitely winning it.
Kawa said
They are definitely winning it. Forget the Arsenal and the Chelsea and the Madrid. Oh, why are you saying Apeto? I'm the only England team, for information. I scored Madrid 4 times consecutively at the Etihad. Can United do it? Can Chelsea do it?
Wait, are you actually a Man City fan?
I am.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Why is Jock?
You are a Man City fan. Wow. We like that. So you think Man City will win the Champions League?
Definitely.
And you are predicting this at the quarter-final stage?
Of course.
It won't happen. I can give you my number. You can call me. You can call me on the 10th of June. I can give you my number.
I'm able to win Madrid 4 times consecutively.
Bro, if you're able to win Madrid, doesn't mean you won Madrid and went to lose to Chelsea in the final. So stop that. If you are able to win Madrid, stop that. Who is the champion? You won against Madrid and lost to Chelsea in the final. So relax.
I also
That's the
Madrid
thing.
from it.
I am telling you that I will give you my number. Call me on 10th of June. And let's see whether you win the Champions League or not. You, the quarterfinal safe.
Anyway, so continue to listen to the show because the debate continues. Thank you very much for calling, though.
Okay.
All right. The way Kawa is having a go at this guy. I can't wait for the debate to start. So let's start. It's Yao Fosulabi and who? Oreku, you against Yao. Hey, can you win this fight?
The preview
I have heard Yao.
The preview I just saw has Yao folded my arms.
Because you see, when Yao speaks about Man City and Pep Guardiola in the Champions League, the emotions that pour out of him. Anyway, so let's go straight to the debate. Producer, hold on the calls. Or you said the last one. Okay, you last one. This producer, you are an indisciplined producer. Anyway, hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello. Hi. Okay. I didn't want to pick already. So I've cut him. Anyway, so Yao, what's your motion in this debate?
My motion is that Man City will not win the Champions League this season.
Oreku, your motion?
Man City is their year.
Is their year?
Yeah.
You're not even confident.
No, I think I am. I've
okay, so I'm giving you 2 minutes. 2 minutes to give us a very solid submission. Why you think it is their year? Your time starts now, boss.
I think curses come to an end, and usually you see the signs whenever they are coming to an end. Argentina, for the first time in 26 years, broke their curse. Lionel Messi looked like he was never going to win the World Cup. He did it right in his twilight. And then there was the case of Senegal. Never won the AFCON, had come so close on a number of occasions, and they finally broke it. Sadio Mane again, also breaking the curse for Senegal. You look at a current case, running one, Napoli. They've not won their Serie A title since 1990, if I'm right. And they look like they're cruising their way to their first Scudetto since 23 years. And so, no, more than 23. So that's 33 years, actually. And so it looks like for the past 2 years, it has been the year for, those who have suffered. And if you look across Europe, I don't think there's any side that has suffered more than Man City. What suffering does to you is that it molds you.
Okay.
And I feel they've reached that stage where there's nothing that can surprise them again in the Champions League. So technically, they have nothing to lose. Okay. So I feel that from that point of view, they are a bit more relaxed. Now, the second point is they face a Bayern Munich team. I would 100% prefer Pep Guardiola facing a tough team, a tough tactical coach, than rather drawing an AC Milan or a Benfica. Because there's always that tendency to lose against a smaller size. There's no room for complacency when Man City play Bayern Munich. So they would be fired up. And that's why I think that they would, get the best ever opportunity that they would have, winning the Champions League. You look all across Europe, and there's no real team. Even Bayern today lost against Bayer Leverkusen this afternoon. and Dortmund are now top of the table.
15 seconds more.
Real Madrid are not at their ultimate best. Barcelona are dominating in La Liga and all that. And so I feel that the stars are aligning, and Man City and Pep Guardiola could finally win the Champions League this year.
Your time is up, and he ended really well. Yao, nobody interrupts you. 2 minutes.
Yeah, so I like that Oreku started with the idea of curses and everything. If you are talking about curses, there's no team that has been cursed and has suffered from a curse than Benfica.
Yeah.
And Benfica are
Decades.
still in the UEFA Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can't tell me
the West
that. You can't tell me that Man City have suffered more than Benfica. It's not true. Benfica have suffered more than Man City. So if you are talking about curses and someone who deserves,
then it's Benfica's year.
Then it's Benfica's year. And what shows that it's Man City's year? No, what shows that it's Man City's year?
They started scoring 6 and 7.
It was Man City's year, the year they lost to Chelsea. It was their year. You understand? Now, let's come to the Champions League. We always say, oh, these guys have good players, they are on form, blah, blah, blah. And the fact that Real Madrid are not on form. Every time, most times that Real Madrid have won the Champions League, have they been on form? If we are being very honest with ourselves. In 1998, when they blew Juventus away, they were not on form. They were not on form the subsequent years when they won it. Even the 3-peats they did, they were not on form in some of the years, but they were able to do it because the Champions League belongs to them. Bayern Munich also have that pedigree in the Champions League. I've always spoken about the Champions League and pedigree because in many ways, that's what the Champions League has been molded. That's how the competition is. That the teams that always do well are the teams that have always done well in the competition anyway. City will come close. City have a good side. The thing about Man City is that I feel like Pep Guardiola is the only manager in this world who is never criticized. He's the only manager in
when
this
he
world.
makes mistake, they said he overthought.
He gets a free pass. Like everybody just thinks that, oh, he's
15
Pep.
seconds more.
The thing is, Pep can select a really bad team and they go on to lose, and everybody says, oh, I mean, it's not his fault. And bro, sometimes you just need to criticize the guy.
Time up. Your microphone is off. So this has been a debate. No rebuttal. No rebuttal.
I left 2 points for my supporting argument.
One.
2 points.
One minute.
Okay.
One minute.
Okay, I'll give you just 30 seconds more, and I have to go to the phone lines because it's been buzzing. People want to respond to what you guys
They
are
should
saying.
respond.
Okay, so let me start.
30 seconds. It starts now.
30 seconds. I'll use 5 seconds. Yaya Toure, I'm begging you. Release us. Release us. Yaya, I'm on my knees. Yaya, look. Yaya Toure. You are the only one stopping us right now. You, Yaya, you want to be a coach. Don't do that to your fellow brother. But on a more serious note, I think, Pep Guardiola has a 100% record in the Champions League whenever he has to go away in the second leg. I think they'll beat Bayern Munich in the end. They'll go on to beat one of Real Madrid and Chelsea because they have Erling Haaland.
Real Madrid
or Chelsea
in the Champions League in the semi-final.
I think Haaland is different gravy. He's hungry. He comes alive in the Champions League.
Okay.
That's the
your 10
differentiating
seconds.
Up.
Yao.
Yaya Toure, I'm begging you. Put more sauce. Yaya Toure. If you need more powers, Kweku Bunsam is in Ghana. Fly into Ghana, Yaya Toure. More sauce, please. Do this for the Africans. You were oppressed by Pep Guardiola. He oppressed you. After all you did for Man City, he sacked you from the team and made you feel humiliated. Please, more sauce into... Bro, that's all I have to say.
On that sauce note, add more sauce. Reduce the sauce. The phone lines are buzzing. 0592-928-795. I have a caller on the line. Hello, good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Media. I'm back.
Media. Media will block you.
I'm back. How can you block me? I don't blame you. You are a United fan. I don't know.
I am not a United fan. I am not a United fan.
Okay, you're for sure being a United fan.
This is not about United. This is not about United. This is not about United. If I wanted to be against someone so bad, it would be Liverpool, not Man City. Please, it's not about United.
So media, so media, move on.
And also, I don't know. Do you remember the last time you played Champions League?
Bro, it is not about me. You see. That's the thing. That's the thing about these arguments. Just make your arguments without bringing United into the question. I didn't talk about. I didn't talk about United.
So yeah, Kawa is right. The topic here is it finally Manchester City's year?
Yeah. If you think your club can win it, talk about it.
Media, yes or no? So we pick other phone calls. Is it Man City's year?
Definitely it is.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let the guy hit up. Messages as well. Joshua Odamate on Facebook says, love this show. Godfred AK says, solid team you have there. Very, very solid. Max Bismarck says, this is a nice show. Thank you very much. Selassie says, please, you should bring this program on TV. We'll consider it. Jima Godfred says, I love this program. Thank you. Ebo Kwabena says, I'm here to watch my fellow Ghana, Kelvin Osuansa. Yeah, Bremo. E. Edging Tete says, classic show by all standards. Thank you very much. Junior. Maybe it's Junior. He says, Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 0. Ebenezer Ato says, watching live from West Bay, Doha, Qatar. Wow. Thank you very much for staying with us, obviously. Bill, you have more messages for us before we pick more phone calls?
On this particular debate, Kennedy Intase says, it's possible, but anything can happen. Richie K says, yes, they are winning it this season. Collins is saying, nope. A very big nope.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah. Amas Richard is also saying, no marking time, but we'll keep playing until we win. Hey, now wins way.
Yeah.
Ken Doku is saying, victory for Pep. Yes.
Yeah.
And Joe is saying, oh, yes, they'll win it. Kilogram is saying, never. Chelsea.
What's the guy's name again?
Kilogram.
Charlie, no, just 1 point. Yeah. Small point.
Okay.
Did any of you think that Mourinho was never going to win the Champions League at Chelsea and that it was Di Matteo who was come to win it for them?
No.
Did any of you think that Drogba would never win AFCON until Drogba retired before
that Ivory Coast would actually?
No, so nobody. You just wait.
Yeah.
He will be tired and leave. And
then somebody else will win.
Easily. Easily.
What's the point?
Yao has always wanted Pep Guardiola.
Easily.
ask him why.
That is where Yaya Toure release himself.
Oh no, of course. The only thing I want Pep to do this season, if he's that much of a magician, is to win the league. Take Arsenal out of there.
Okay. Our time is almost up. But before we go, a few more phone calls. All right, so Kelvin, you have the Ghana Premier League results for this weekend.
So this weekend it started on Saturday. Asante Kotoko defeated Samatex 2-1 in Summer Boy. Tamale City thrashed Dreams FC 3-1. Accra had to for Caleb Amankwa once again with a late winner ensuring a victory over Kotoko Royals. Bicham United 3, Karela United 1, Mediama 2, Great Olympics 0, RTU 0, Brekum Chelsea 0, in Swatraman 3, Accra Lions 0, and the rest of the games, 2 games, Ken Faisal against Gold Stars, and then we have Legon Cities against Diana FC. These games are coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Okay, quickly, the Premier League results for the weekend, Oriku.
Just one game because of the FA Cup. The other 2 were postponed. So Arsenal beating Crystal Palace by 4-1.
Okay. So then, and Bill, the Italian Serie A results.
Yeah, in Serie A, Lazio beat AS Roma by 1-0. Fiorentina beat Lecce by 1-0 as well. Torino lost by 4-0 to Napoli, of course. Osimhen was in there scoring goals. Sampdoria.
Bill, hold on. I've just been prompted. Oriku, did you intentionally skip Chelsea's draw?
Yeah. Yes, they I think and you forgot about your own name.
How?
Oriku Suleimana. Yesterday he played.
Your namesake.
One latest results.
Latest.
The rest, you should go and check on Plus Scores.
Oreku is skipping Chelsea results. Anyway, Bill, continue.
Yeah, but moving on, Sampdoria beat Verona by 3-1. Udinese beat AC Milan by 3-1. Salernitana drew 2-2 with Bologna.
He said who drew 2-2?
Salernitana. I took him. Monza drew 1-1 with Cremonese. Atalanta beat Empoli by 2-1, and Sassuolo beat Spezia by 1-0.
Okay, in Spain.
Yeah, let's do La Liga. But I mean, Jose Mourinho is losing so much in the league. He wants to win the Europa League to cover face, but it won't happen. It won't happen. Also, Real Betis, after losing to Man United at home, they won by 1-0 to Mallorca. Osasuna lost at home to Villarreal by 3-0. Real Sociedad beat Elche by 2-0. And then Getafe also beat Sevilla by 2-0. At 8 p.m. tonight, though, there's Barcelona who take on Real Madrid. It's a huge game that's coming up. Is the El Clasico in Spain.
Of course, and there'll be a live viewing at the Polo Club. Hold on. La Liga will be giving us a big screen viewing at the Polo Club at 8 p.m. If you are in town and you want to move there and enjoy the game with several other fans like you can definitely make your way there. We'll be there as well. Bill, you want to make a point?
Something touched my heart. I really forgot him. Erling Haaland this week.
Salernitana.
He scored 8 goals this week. How many goals has Jordan Ayew scored?
What table are you shaking? What is this?
Jordan Ayew has scored 5 goals in total 3 years. Why?
Hold on. Jordan has 5 goals in 3 years. In 3 years. 5. And Haaland has 8 goals in what?
In 1 week.
In 1 week.
No, Terry. Haaland's coach Pep Guardiola said Jordan is a good player.
Oh, okay.
So
we should go with press conference instead of the goals.
Guardiola they lie.
Hey, what a statistic. Jordan Ayew has 5 goals in 3 years. Erling Haaland has 8 goals in 7 days. Charlie, the golfing class.
Yeah, but it's normal. It's normal.
Yeah.
It's normal. What Jordan does on the pitch, I don't think Haaland can do.
Defensive striker.
I saw that post. Someone said that if you swap the players, Jordan can do what Haaland is doing. But Haaland can never do what Jordan is doing.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I thought it was a serious comment. Why are you laughing? You were laughing right now. You are on video. This is not just radio. Remember, you're on video. After you said it, you were laughing.
Kawa spoke about something important. I don't know, our referees, there was a free kick at the Accra Sports Stadium today that resulted in the goal. And the assistant referee, you look at his position, I don't know whether...
Before we go, guys, the predictor. Can everybody pull up their predictions?
Yes, sir.
Before we move, remember the predictor is a big segment on Sports Ultras.
Sports Ultra.
All right.
Kelvin, you're ready. Let's go.
Well, Real Madrid this evening beating Barcelona by 2-1.
Your prediction?
Yes.
Okay, move on quickly.
Inter Milan 2, Juventus 2. That game is also coming up this evening.
Okay, so you can see that.
That's my prediction.
Predictions on the screen.
Le Bleu will defeat Netherlands 3-1. Finish them off. And England, as usual, will just beat Italy 2-1. Ghana will defeat Angola 2-1.
Remember these predictions. So what we're supposed to do was to bring back last week's predictions and then mark them. Unfortunately, because of time, we couldn't. But next week we are going. Next week we have 10 minutes for the predictor, and we'll make sure we will delve into these predictions.
We'll mark your predictions.
All right. So next prediction, please, producers. Next predictions. Who do we go to quickly? We need to do this in 3 minutes. Okay, come on.
Yeah. So I'm going with Barcelona, Real Madrid 2-2.
Okay.
Juventus will beat Inter by 2-1, and then France beating Netherlands by 3-2. England 2-1 against Italy.
Of course.
And Ghana, Angola 3-1.
Okay. I won't ask you to remember because these pictures will keep them. Oreku, you're next.
Tonight, I think it's 2-2 between Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Why is everybody predicting 2-2?
Okay, I predicted a 2-1 victory for Real Madrid.
2-1. Okay.
Inter Milan beating Juventus by 2-1. I think France will be too strong for Netherlands. 3-1. England should divide themselves after that disastrous UEFA Nations League and beat Italy by 2-1. And Ghana, I expect Mohamed Kudus to be on the score sheet.
Basically, with Orioku's predictions, he can safely go for over 1.5. Anyway, Bill.
Yeah. Real Madrid, Barcelona, 1-1 for me. Juventus will beat Inter by 2-1. France will beat Netherlands by 3-1. England will beat Italy by 2-1. And Ghana will beat Angola by 3-0. Solid one.
Okay, my predictions then. Oh, this is Aniela. I would read for Aniela. Aniela says Real Madrid would beat Barcelona 2-1. Inter 1, Juventus 1. She predicts France will beat Netherlands by a goal to nil. England will beat Italy by 3-1, and then Ghana also beating Angola by 2-1. Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
That's all. So I'm not part. Thank you. But I have a simple question before you guys go.
One last comment before some.
What's that?
So Idrisu Abdul Rafi on Facebook says, "You guys shouldn't do dirty to your friend Twitter journalist on your show." Bill says Salernitana is equal to his new name Salamatu.
Come back for a quick question. And this is how we'll be wrapping up the show today. A quick question, guys. Now, this will be a mainstay on the show. Every time we'll end with a quick quiz. And that's how we'll end the show.
You nearly said quick.
Okay.
Hey.
So, guys, who between Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Erling Haaland will be the first? Think about the question carefully. Will be the first to win a Ballon d'Or?
Kylian would win it first if he goes to Real Madrid. Unless I'm fat.
No ifs. No ifs.
Right now, the Haaland.
Okay, yeah. Mbappe.
Yeah.
Why?
No, I just think he has a better chance of winning it. I mean, the thing is that
better than Haaland.
Okay. The thing is that you see the thing about what the who gets the Ballon d'Or is a lot of international appeal. A lot of you have to let the journalists love you and stuff like that. And I think Mbappe has that. Mbappe has the goodwill of many people. And so he wins it.
Well, Kylian Mbappe.
Why?
I think he's done enough and he's very consistent with the French national team. He's, however, going to be the main face of the French national team going to that is Euro 2024, and especially from the qualifiers now till next year. I don't see Haaland doing so much great with that is Norway and even with Manchester City. He can't win the league this season, and he's not winning the Champions League either. His goals would go to the bin when we finish the season.
Oreku.
Well, I'm looking at Vinicius. I don't think you ever beat that guy. Benzema, when he's around, will always take the praise. He doesn't look like a person he's too humble, in my opinion, to win the Ballon d'Or. So it's obviously between Mbappe and Haaland. Mbappe is in a mess at the moment at Paris Saint-Germain. I don't know that he will extend, but as things stand with the factors that we have, I think Haaland is in a better environment. And if he remains consistent and keeps on coming into the headlines each week, he'll be in the heads of the journalists that when they get to the voting poll, all they remember is Haaland's name. And that's all it takes.
The next Ballon d'Or will be Messi's, obviously. But maybe the next will be between these guys that we mentioned.
Yeah.
And if Haaland... If Haaland wins the Champions League, it could just play in his favor. And Mbappe is not part of the Champions League anymore. Remember, Haaland is scoring goals as well.
Well, for next year.
For next year
is Euro 2024.
Euro 2024.
And France will definitely be there.
France will be there.
Yeah. You have been listening to Sports Ultras on 3FM 92.7 and also watching on Facebook if you have. That's 92.7, the account, to stream or to watch the stream, on our socials. We've also been live on Twitter Space as well. So if you have joined us on Twitter Space during the show, thank you very much. For the callers, it was really overwhelming. Thank you very much as well. For those I could not attend to, I'm really sorry. The conversation at a point was just too intense. A big thank you to my producers, Nana Kwekwandesin, David Kofite, Daniel Yeboah. And then to my panel members, Kelvin Oswansan, Oreku Ampofo, Yafo Sulabi, Bale Ishen, and only lady on the team, and that is Aniela Alote. If you sent in comments, a big thank you. The man who has been behind the socials has been Michael Dasebre Pojoba, no size. Oh, well, he goes by the nickname Kweku Tweet. Hard guy. But of course, the big shouts to Salamatu. Sal, Beoli Shen, Salernitana, Adane Salamatu. Anyway, thank you very much. My name is Thierry Nyan. I'll catch you same time next week.